Hey guys, this is Neon Nezi, finally back with another Destiny Nights video. Today we have a brand new update. Before we get into that, let me just talk about why I haven't been making videos in the past week. Nothing bad happened, it's just that I got sick and my voice was like Darth Vader. I felt a little bit better about yesterday, but I could not hold a conversation for more than 10 minutes without having to cough or blow my nose, and that would not make for very appealing videos. So I've just been kind of holding it off. Finally, I feel a little bit better. Voice still not the same, but I'm good enough to endure through it and make a video on the new update. So I think, first of all, we have two units. I think global players got ELKE, which she is great. Both of them are absolutely fantastic. Great units. Scissor ELKE provides a lot more utility. She can be used in a lot more areas, but Paper ELKE is also super good. And then we have this new unit that's being released. I'm not sure if this is in the global server, but we're going to break down both these heroes. I'm pretty sure they are on the HAKASHA server. That's the server I play in. Name is HAKASHA from the Jin faction. So first of all, let's just take a look at ELKE, and I'm going to go through this quick, all right? But don't worry, it will be detailed. So first of all, ELKE. Let's talk about her. First of all, leader skill. Decrease the damage taken by allies by 25%. This is why she's super good, especially in the core 3, because she has a break, she has a heal, and that she negates a quarter of the damage coming into you guys just by being present as a leader in your team. That's unmatched by any other unit out there. First attack does massive damage with 45% scaling off of her HP. She scales off of HP, so that's a dead giveaway that you guys should be building her on Vitality Orbs. And of course, Grit Crest, try to maximize skill cooldown reduction, and then HP, and then status activation. So first skill is great, has a chance of landing a damage taken increased debuff onto the units, charge them, breaks them for, I think at max, this goes up to 3 breaks. At max skill, has a chance to vacuum, kind of like sucks them in, charges them. It basically makes them not move, unable to use skills for the duration that they are charged. This happens for a prolonged period of time, so if there are multiple units spawning, or if multiple units in that circle are activating their break skills, and they're within that range, you can break like multiple targets in that circle, if that just made sense. Super good skill. If you guys noticed, the cooldown actually reduces by 9 whole seconds. That's Eclipse. However, if you guys get her, I would recommend investing all of your skill dragoons into her second skill, which is Twilight. Super good. It's the only skill in the game that works like this. It ticks, all right? The skill ticks, and for every tick, it'll remove 1 debuff on your team. Possibly the best cleanser in the game, simply because she has a chance to, I think, cleanse 3 or 4 debuffs at max skill. The longer this lasts, the more debuffs she'll be cleansing. Heals the team based on team's max HP, and then based on her own HP 4 times. Super good. This skill also deals massive damage, right? At max skill, this skill deals 83% of your max HP damage. That is absolutely insane. So be sure you guys have a lot of HP on her. Then the moment she activates the skill, she immediately gains recovery of 35% of her own HP when it is inside the circle. So when she casts the skill, it's like the circle that comes up around her. And as long as you're within that circle, you guys are getting cleansed, and you guys get this massive heal. And as I mentioned before, she has 100% chance to remove 1 debuff from the allies, and as long as you are staying inside that circle, you will get cleansed of 1 debuff every tick. Super good. Next, let's talk about Paper ELKE. Not as many uses as the Scissor one, but still super good. She's used in Conquest a lot because her first skill, having this amazing Restrain, skill cooldown goes down by only 3 seconds, but that's understandable because this skill is pretty darn OP. You have an 80% chance of Restrain, which is kind of like you trap them with your vines in a certain area for 6 whole seconds. With skill cooldown reduction and whatnot, bosses like Soho become super easy to take down because you just restrain them. again and again and again and again. They literally do not move at all, especially if you guys have like a Carlota with you. It's basically infinite CC. Also does massive damage. So again, I would build her in the same sense as her sister, Vitality and Grit, maximize skill cooldown reduction, and then HP. Reason why you guys don't need status activation is because she probably has the highest activation increase in the entire game. It goes to 80% at max skill for 4 seconds. That's the one thing I don't like about her. I would much rather have Helga because she buffs status activation chance by 50%, but it lasts for well over 10 seconds. So it kind of gives you that chance to play around for a bit. It's a bit more flexible in terms of time. Here, once you activate it, you literally only have 4 seconds. So yes, you can freeze frame and try and land all your skills. You can drag them out, but it's still pretty hard and pretty challenging. You can use her in Giants, Conquest, anywhere else where you might have to land debuffs, even Carol's Trials. I still need to make a video on that, by the way. Leader skill increases crit rate taken by ally heroes by 15%. That is worded differently. I think just increase the critical rate of allies by 15%. I think that's what it is. I would never use the scissor or the paper ELKE in the striker position. Sometimes people use the scissor ELKE in striker position in the arena, simply because when she comes in, she charges, and then that charging effect can help you turn the tide onto your opponent. But in terms of CC, I feel like Scissor Chrono does a much better job with his time pause. So that's just me though. Now let's get on to Jin. This is the Jin faction. These new units, I would say they don't have too much utility, but what they do have, well actually they do have quite a bit of utility. What they do have is insane damage. The Destiny Knights, our guild's chat Delicious was going insane today, simply because they were all talking about how insane the damage scaling on these units are. Jun, guys, alright, Jun, one of the hardest hitting units in the game, scaled off of 800% of defense and then 20% of max HP. Francisca goes up by 1300% defense, and she only has one skill that scales off of like damage. She has a 1 damage skill and then 1 buff skill. The second skill does no damage, right? This guy does 1500% of his damage, 100% of his defense on his first skill, and can do 1600% of his damage on his second skill. That is seriously good. And look at that cooldown, 27 seconds. He can be used anywhere just to make your runs faster. He could be doing insane damage. Really want to look at his skill preview. So this guy, I would say paper 1 skills off of defense, but still I would go for concentration just to maximize your critical rate, because once you crit, your damage gets amplified quite a bit depending on how much critical damage you guys have. So go for concentration and grit, maximize skill cooldown reduction, and then critical rate, and then defense, and then critical damage. That's what you want to do. Honestly, for him though, it's really hard to maximize 4 different substats. So for him, I would actually skimp out on critical damage and just go for critical rate, skill cooldown reduction, and defense. He has a chance to restrain. Ignores 80% of the damage. The fact that it has a 16% chance to restrain makes me feel that this is a multi-hit. And 15% to increase the damage taken. So very much, this is like a combination of Scissor ELKE and Paper ELKE's first skill with ignore defense and just higher damage. Second skill can also ignore defense by 80% and has a 65% chance to knock them down. So yes, you guys can go for status activation, but in my opinion, status activation would be a waste. Not saying that it's not necessary, just in the sense that you want to maximize damage with units like these. Never seen his skill preview, so let's go into that really quick. First skill. Oh, that does damage over time. That's beautiful. And you can have it amped up. It's an inline. That just looks cool. 3 break points. He has a break too. That's what makes him so good. Oh god. Yeah, and the more amps you have, the more damage you deal. Alright. That would be my take on him. You guys can go, what is it? Iron Wall, but concentration would be the next step. Then let's go into the rock. He looks like a god. When you awaken him, he looks like a freaking god. Charging if they're poisoned. Okay, so this skill will deal more damage if the target is poisoned, has a chance to vacuum them. So very much, again, like ELKE, but ignores defense and these skills off of attack. Personally, I would want the paper one just because he scales off of defense, makes your teams safer, tankier while dealing a lot of damage. Plus, this guy will only will deal damage. He will deal twice the damage he's supposed to. Instead of 850, he'll deal 1800% if they're poisoned, but he doesn't bring the poison effect on his own by himself. So it's just kind of just like he's not self-reliant. He needs somebody else there. Second skill will spotlight, so increase the chance of receiving a critical hit. Does that go up though? Yeah, that goes up to 20% and increase the critical damage by 60% and increase the damage you deal by 45% for 10 seconds. That is absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane. That's so much damage being built. And that's a 30% chance of spotlight. Oh, but the spotlight is dependent on status activation. So how would you build him? There are a number of ways to build him. If you're trying to just maximize damage, go for concentration and whatever. Skill cooldown. I would go for concentration and it's so hard to think about this because I feel like you want skill cooldown reduction, but I'm not sure. I'll go for concentration and grit. That would be the ideal scenario. Go for critical rate, attack, and skill cooldown reduction. I would really have a low priority and skill cooldown reduction on nuke units like these. Like my Rock Benito has absolutely no skill cooldown reduction. He's just maximizing damage. Same with my Scissor Gunter. No skill cooldown reduction, just maximizing damage. You guys might also want to get some stats activation, maybe at least 12% stats activation, just so you can get the spotlight effect up to 50%. But then even then you need to go through the kind of go through the resistance check. So it's kind of a 50-50 chance of if you can land it or not. Leader skill will increase the final damage of Jin faction by 20%. I honestly like the paper one more, but they're both good regardless. We're gonna try and summon him at the end of this video. So let's take a look at his skill preview really quick. That's cool though. That is definitely cool. Multi-hit. Oh wait, did his second skill hit multiple times? Oh, that just looks so cool with the double dragons. Wait. Does this skill hit twice? Let's just try to hit one of them. It hits them twice, guys. It hits them twice. So that 38% chance just became a 76% chance. You guys don't even need stats activation on him. He's seriously good. It's actually pretty good. All right, now I really wouldn't care if I got the paper or the rock one. Next up, they added a maximum hero level achievement reward. So every time you max out the level on a unit, from now on, I don't think they're going to compensate you for the previous heroes you've maxed out. From now on, every time you hit like maximum level on a unit, they'll be giving you guys, I think, some fragments, and that can vary. The link to this again is in the description down below. I forgot to mention that toward the beginning of the video, but yeah, here there's a picture of them maximizing Gunter level 50 at 5 stars, and then for that he got 7 Rock Arcana fragments. That's pretty cool. But you need to collect them within 3 days, and honestly guys, fragments, just collect them. It costs nothing, so just collect them. Next thing guys is huge. Tower of Promises. This is honestly like, we got a new unit, yes, but Tower of Promises is what I'm really excited about. Here's why. Antonella was saying that I think with all of this, you get about 3, I think you guys get about like 3 million gold or something. Here you guys get 1 million gold. Yeah, you guys get 3 million gold, right? And then you guys get 20 substat changes, 1,000 ruby, 2,500 ruby, 4,500 rubies, 8,000 rubies in total, 4 skilled dragoons, 6 skilled dragoons in total, 2 legendary awakening materials, 4 legendary awakening materials, or 4 LMs. Guys, this is absolutely insane. The amount of resources that you're getting for just 20 stages is insane. This makes me so excited for floors 81 to 100. What's that gonna be like? Holy cow! If this is how it is, I think that so far we get like, I don't know, we get 2 or 3 skilled dragoons up till floor 60. And we get 6 more. So that's 8 skilled dragoons, and we're gonna get skilled dragoons again, obviously, in floors 81 to 100. So every month you could potentially max out 1 entire skill per month. That's seriously good, guys. That's a lot better than how we had it when we were first starting out. I'm going to go ahead and clear these floors, and then we're going to do the summoning. Maybe it might be another video, to be honest. You can now choose the appearance of your unit. So, for example, Tyler, right? Looks like this, but how can I change his... How can I change how he looks like? Oh. So yeah, you can do stuff like this. So do you want him to have this awakened look or it's unawakened look? Some of the units look cooler. I can't think of ones right off the top, but like Carlota, say like you don't like her looking like this, just go over here. It's not really a big deal. It's just like little things, but you can just be like, I want her to look like that. So now you guys can choose. That wasn't an option before. It's not a big deal, but that's still something nice to have. From now on, you guys can get Paper Dina in the Melissa's Black Market, so please give me Paper Dina all game. You can summon again. If you have additional fragments, you can summon again. That's not a really big thing. You can also look at how to acquire units. If you just go through here, looking through the pictures, you guys can just see it. It's like method to obtain. So if you are looking at a unit, well, I can't do it here because they're already maxed out. But let's look at a unit that isn't maxed out, like this one. Think if I go to evolve or enhance, I can go to method to obtain, and then they could tell me like I can get these enhanced dragoons from either the dungeon or the shop. So that's just a bit more noob friendly. They have improved the edit feature in the guild members and the friends. That's again just some secretary stuff. Added adventure prologue. Asher and friends. Codex. Tomb of Adventures. Okay, so I guess now we can just watch more cutscenes, I guess, which again isn't the biggest deal. They fixed a lot of stuff. They fixed an issue where you were adding the lobby, role map, and repeat buttons were moved to the left side of the screen. Some people were experiencing game crashes when they were entering Carlo's shop. That's been adjusted. Fixed a visual error when entering Tomb of Adventure. Fixed occurring game when tapping X button. That was happening to me actually. Fixed an issue where the hero icon was not updating in the adventure preparation after changing the costume. Alright, so a lot of fixes just to make the game a lot smoother. I'm definitely excited about this new update. I'm going to now go ahead and clear the Tomb of Prophecy. The Tower of Promises, and I'll see you in my next video, which is going to be a summoning video. We're going to try and get HAKASHA or Hasasa? Sarva? HAKASHA. No, I said it right. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you for not unsubscribing or anything. I'm still here. I'm still making videos. Let me know what you guys think about the new update. Ask me any questions you guys have. I'll answer them to the best of my capabilities. My voice is starting to crack, as you guys can definitely tell. If you guys have any requests, let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys like my content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guys, Neon out.